Where with Solari already sitting about under half health and Saxa just landing a stun. Shad having an opportunity to turn potentially with the Ink Swell now popping, hitting both Seb as well as Saxa. And with the Blade Fury, this might just be first blood. Fairy Fire, a couple more shots, stuns out. Saxa survives, pops the south. So he's fine so far.
Oh, they get the end of the south. Get the end of the
dagger.
Man. That's really sad.
Yeah.
I will say though, both safe lanes are pushing the lane in really hard in these early stages, making sure they hit their level 2s first. And now they can just look to both go and pull, try and reset some lane equilibrium.
Interesting ward down here bottom from OG. Over by where the ancient camp used to be in the jungle.
Watch how Saxa moves. As soon as he sees this courier under the ward. Did he see it?
I mean, he must have, but we'll see if he even goes that way.
And the thing is, sometimes you don't see the courier coming though. Like if you're not looking at it like quickly at the time, something's happening on the map.
What you sound like?
Oops, it's dead.
So good because it was the first blood as well, right? So it's a lot of gold going Vikings' way if they can get their hands on that first blood. Especially for somebody like the Clockwork, who you know, getting an earlier earn could be really useful. Whatever he decides to go for. And this top lane, like, it's fine for midone and Noto early on in the first few waves, but when Venlo starts to get a few more levels, the lane starts to get a lot more difficult.
First blood finally coming through, and that's a kill on a Solari that gets him that. Finally, OG, they almost gave up first blood, but they're the ones who claim it was a kill over down towards bottom. Decent start. 5 minutes into the game, and look at where Thompson is now at 30 and 12. He is really just broken out over mid.
Radiant's middle tower's not.
He's having a really great time, isn't he? I mean, Doom just went back to the jungle a second ago to try and start making some stacks for himself instead.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
What does Thompson have coming out? He has another null. Okay, possibly just going drums, it looks like.
Yeah, Thompson just got that scan to land onto the Clockwork, so he'll tip him, basically giving up the fact that he knows he's there, despite the fact that he is invis. So Rammus takes this invis towards top. Venomous Gale thrown in a mid one. Rammus is gonna come over, but I'm not sure Toby wants to commit just yet. Now the cogs are around, and with the Spectral Dagger, he'll get out of them. No Tail coming around, has the decay. Soul Rip keeps mid one alive, and now Battery Salt is about to run out. They're not gonna turn this. It will survive.
I'm really surprised Toby hasn't bought a stick on this Venomancer. I feel like when you're laning up against Undying, right? Like, stick's pretty key. He's gone for this Bracer instead, which isn't a bad choice, but yeah, like, jeez, this damage is crazy. Like, they're just spamming him out of the lane.
Oh my god. Spectral Dagger, the Soul Rip just for an easy kill there.
It's still relatively even though, overall.
Rammus too, he's damage. Spectral Dagger comes in and they've got the cogs. So that'll keep Rammus alive. I mean, yeah, the spam is really becoming too much for them to handle. Luckily, I would say both of them are low on mana for OG.
So Doom has taken this ult at level 6 as well, but we haven't seen him use it. Like, there's not even really been a rotation to try and make a use of that ult, right? Which is why we used to see a lot of the mid Dooms just skip the skill point, or like at least just hold it early on.
That is what you sound like.
Strike was close to hitting the Clockwork. Thompson's gone for that about 3 times so far. Top lane. Would it be tougher here for No-Tail to have an impact now that he's lacking the mana?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you know, Toby and Aramis will be looking to check the Undying's mana all the time. Like, they'll know if he has that like kill threat up and available. Oh, nice stroke by Celery down the bot lane. Takes a lot of the neutrals, but he might be in trouble now. They have RP.
Question is, will they use it? And yeah, Seb gives it up. They've got the Sunstrike. That'll get the kill to the Greenstroke. Shack comes over. And not much he can do, and the Greenstroke will end up falling. So Seb gets the kill, even though it looked as though he was waiting on the Sunstrike to give it over to Thompson. Not that things are going horribly right now for Viking. They look over, No-Tail, Spectral Dagger comes in, the Tombstone committed, now No-Tail low, he'll end up falling, and Rammus gets the kill there. Sunstrike onto Rammus, not gonna land, however they'll still get this kill. Saxa. He gets credit for the kill on Aramis, and it's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Mid one taking a lot of damage, as is Saxa, and that'll force Mid one to TP back home.
That is what you sound like.
Bottom dies to Solari, so they get 2 kills here for Viking, 2 big kills there for him. Even back on this game.
Yeah, I thought Toby up in the top lane would try and actually ward block the line in the trees, but oh no, it's Korea. Like, he did keep you back to base on this one, and then yeah.
For Toby, scale did hit on the Sox, so they get the kill on the line, but there is the Sunstrike landing on the Toby, so now they've got the kill on the Venomancer. Toby, well, his life may not be in vain as Boom comes over, lands the Doom on a mid one. The chase is there, and this should be a return kill to the side of Viking. Confident in just keeping the sustain with the Guardian Gaze, having that skewered in the RP, so we'll see how this works out for Seb, but, you know, what are your thoughts on we're going this Blink Dagger?
I think it's fine. Like, this is how he always, like, not always, but most of the time used to play the mag anyway. Like, he would go for this kind of like more utility build. But I will say the only thing about that is that if he plays against this dude, he gets ult up. Like, I guess at least it keeps him alive. Like, he's not so reliant on like just getting this Blink RP off, right? And that's his main effectiveness. At least if he builds this like Greaves, Crimson, whatever, he can just still be really tanky and try and live through the Doom and whatnot. They're trying to take an ancient stack at the moment on their mid one, and they did clear it out with the Moonstone help.
Forced to use that wand. Things were getting a little dicey there for a second. I was actually looking at mid one's net worth, and he is very far behind Shad on the jug. He did not farm that well up first top.
Yeah, normally we see this
Lightning Soul against Drake. Thompson in trouble. He'll end up dying to a random the rotation, but there's the Soulbind. 2 are locked up. Doom gets committed onto Lion, so, well, Saxa, he'll be full. He might be in trouble. He might die. Spectro Dagger thrown at Boom. How far are you going to commit for this one? Because now the Soul Line's no longer there. They've got the Shockwave RP committed. Boom will die. They don't lose Saxa, and this is a bit too far for Viking. A bit too much of a commitment from just Boom playing that Doom.
Really well played by Seb. He takes the bot tier 1, instantly TP's mid, manages to heal up his line to keep him alive on, on top of the Soul Rip as well. They managed to get the biggest kill on the map for them, I think, on this Doom at the moment.
Really, because very top commits the haunt. Now the sun hits, and Toby will go down mid. Use that haunt, and Thompson gets credit for that one. Mid one makes the rotation. They can start to push this mid tier 1. How much Viking are allowing to push here.
Boom's coming over, but I mean, this tier 1's going to get really low in the meantime. And they are 5 heroes here. Like, they don't have RP, but the Greaves are up on Seb. So they're so difficult to fight into at this point in the game. Like, 12, 30 minutes having Greaves up, like, your 5-man's going to be so strong. And they don't have Doom up to 40. So I think OG understand they're a little bit stronger here.
That going to this early, Midas going Sanjin Yasha. And what's the build here for Spectre now that he's got the drums? Like he's queued up the Manta style. For me, hold on. They're gonna look as Finger hits Aramis and blows him up. They'll take the 3 times killing spree on the Saxa. So he'll get his first kill with the Finger, giving him that extra 40 damage on it. And immediately they set yet another round with the battery assault.
Yeah, Boom TP's in as well actually, but not able to find anything else. Toby doing a really good job of just trying to keep this mid tier 1 alive as long as possible. They're dropping
the tornado into the ENT, so Rams without any mana left over. The Doom War comes in, there's the Soul Line onto 2, skewer forward, but it's really not onto anybody too close. Aramis ends up dead. They look over at Solari. They could get themselves 2 kills at least. And they will. Soulvine got committed, so did the Doom, but Viking, they failed to evacuate the situation quickly enough and just give up a couple of kills. Blink Dagger queued up.
Stack, by the way. The mid one with the Empower.
On Golden Bank, but still just under 3k away from catching up to Shad. No tail with the Omni Slash, bounces around. There's a Haunt coming from the back. Solarian's in trouble as he gets it with the cold snap as well as the deafening blast. Solarians up dead. There's going to be one gone for the side of Viking. Boom and Shad need to run, but there's the RP on a Mojo Heroes. The Sunstrike comes through. They get the kill on the Toby, and now they look over the rest.
Thompson goes down, though.
Falling. Decay from No-Tail, continuing to try and support his team. Midone getting low as well. He needs to be careful with the Spectral Dagger being thrown at Shad. They'll start to retreat on the side of OG. They'll TP out No-Tail. They'll get the stun on a 1, but there's the Blade Fury from Shaq to catch up with Saxa. Aramis now fighting Seb. Skewer on a 2, but Seb gets low and he'll end up falling. Saxa with the finger to kill Aramis before he dies, and it's a 3 for 2 in the favor of Viking.
Yeah, that fight looked really good at first because they get the RP onto the two cores, the Doom and the Jug, but they can't finish the Jug off quickly enough. Like, they don't really have enough kind of like raw damage at the moment, apart from like the Sunstrike, and because the Spectre isn't a massive damage dealer right now. Like, the midone needs to keep scaling here.
To work on these Ancients, but Shad just coming over and saying what's yours is mine, and No-Tail now in some trouble. The Inkswell hits, the Tornado comes through. Thompson trying to do what he can, but the Soulbind, ooh, is it enough? They get the No-Tail goes straight out. Solari, Doom, can you do anything with this? The Infernal Blade takes out midone, and Thompson within the Ghost Walk is just able to squeak away. Timing's on that.
Clean catches because Sax is not close to anything. I mean, he has Aether Lens, but like, it's not reliable, right? When you're playing up against this Jug, you need the instant initiation with the Hex.
They're looking to go in, and yeah, they're going to go in and Saxa with the hook shot, but the Spectral Dagger coming through from mid-one. Stroke Fade as well as Chaos Meteor going down from Thompson, giving you top by Boom. Now they'll use the Haunt. Infernal Blade hits, and they'll get the Solari as well as the Aramis. They'll buy back on the Green Stroke. They've used the Poison Nova, but Toby in a little bit of trouble as the Decay comes in from No-Tail, and midone trying to fight this Venomancer. Saxa low as well as the Mute out onto Seb on this Magnus. Boom, though, he's in trouble. No longer has the BKB. That's on cooldown for another 15 seconds. The Inkswell plays on the Green Stroke, but he's on the run with everybody here for the side of OG. They'll get the kill, take out Solari for a second time, and OG come out victorious after that engagement and smoke right away.
Yeah, these fights really aren't clean from Viking. Like, they're also struggling to find these like initiations, right? Because they managed to get the Doom onto Seb, but Thompson just stands there and right-clicks the Doom with a Lactation. And because Doom doesn't have a huge amount of armor, he just has to run away. So like, even though Seb is completely taken out the fight, they really struggle to find any pickups.
Ooh, RP comes through, there's a Cataclysm, but with the skewer, it's gonna miss. They've got themselves the Omnislash as well as the hookshot coming through, but it's not gonna be enough just yet. They'll take out No-Tail. No-Tail buys back immediately. They'll get the kill on the Boom. So now without a Doom, they're in a little bit of trouble. He's gone for 52 seconds. Shad, he's already used that Omnislash, so how much is he really worth in this engagement? But with midone as well as Seb low, they're gonna be forced to TP back. And now it might be an opportunity for Viking to finish off this Roche. No-Tail and Saxa still sitting here. It may not be that easy. Thompson's also come over.
Oh, No-Tail gets bashed up by Roche. I mean, they understand that they can kind of like fake this out though. So now the Tombstone's gone down and they're not really achieving anything from this on OG. It's actually not bad for Viking. They need to wait for this Doom to be back up again. Like, he's their big like team fighter at the moment, it feels like. Thompson's getting a little bit low on mana here as well.
One. Sword has that Manta. Trying to go after Toby. There's the meteor drop down, and Toby just gets blown up.
But like, what's this Soulbind, right? Like, there's no Doom up. They had no play. You just have to let the Veno die, and now you don't have Soulbind up for your Doom.
Middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
They just feel like they're lacking conviction on Viking at the moment. Like, you've got to be a little bit patient. Kind of like panicking a little bit. OG's just hanging around this pit really well though at the moment, holding their position. RP's going to be up in 40 here as well, around the same time as the Doom, so there is a small window here for Viking where they have Doom up without the RP.
It's not exactly the easiest to just grab this Roche. They need to position themselves around the
Rocket Flare up in 1 second.
And Rocket Flare comes in, the Aegis picked up by midone. They look over Shad. Shad's in a lot of trouble. The skewer is out, but there's the Blade Fury. He won't survive. He has gone for 53 seconds, no buyback. And Seb continuing to move forward with the rest of OG as they march towards the Viking side. They'll try to TP Aramis out, but he stops the TP. Poison Nova committed. Sunstrike won't hit, but the skewer is there from Seb. They'll get the kill into Toby and look over at the Clockwork to try and finish off the third hook shot on the Seb, but it won't matter. They've got the finger and midone there for a double kill. OG grab the Aegis and take another successful fight.
Man, this Thompson Invoker is doing so much work though in fights. Like, his damage output with like the meteors and everything, like the Sunstrike.
So allowed Midone to really get back into it. That's for sure.
Oh, they find Thompson though. This would be a massive kill if they can get it.
Yeah, they've got the Doom mount on him. Battery assault as well as the Cog, so try to run, but the Infernal Blade is there. They'll get the kill into this Invoker. 5 times 3 going the way of Boom. And
Oh, they missed a skewer though.
Tombstone down, Soulbind's there. Boom. Doesn't have Doom. He's already used that on the Invoker. They're going to
Massive
install that 2-man stun. No Tail in trouble. As is said, the BKB's been committed by Boom. They've got themselves the Guardian Greaves being popped by 7. So Spectral Dagger flies in from Midone. He'll try to help out. No Tail's gone. Neither of those heroes have buyback on the side of OG. Midone, he wants to fight, but I'm not sure this is the fight that he has to take. He does have the RP's committed on the 3. Seb, can he turn this around beside of OG? I just don't think they have the damage. They look over at Solaire. They get themselves the kill on the green stroke. That's at least 1, but they end up losing the Magnus. Poison Nova committed. Midone now needs to run. The Spirit Vessel's on him. Aramis and Toby are chasing. Venomous Skill's going to be thrown out. They got themselves Shad, and that's the first life gone from this Spectre. But nobody is here to help him. The rest of the team is gone. Midone now haunting, trying to jaunt them out and trying to be slippery, moving around as much as he can. Can he at least get a kill on the clockwork?
No way.
And now Thompson's back. So Thompson gets into the fight. There's the tornado as well. The EMP out of Toby. He's in some trouble. The Sunstrike comes in. It's a little bit too far, but Toby will still die. Somehow Midone survives with a second life, and they've taken out 2. OG start to turn this. Spectral Dagger thrown at Shad, so he needs to try and get out of this, but Thompson's right here. Oh, they don't commit. So
they need to throw everything on him to kill him, and he has to be like by himself pretty much. So like going into the late game here, like the only reason they win that fight in the first place is because the Invoker wasn't there, right? Like it's a 4 versus 5 to begin with. And yes, Viking played the fight really well, but it's going to get more and more difficult now as the game goes on.
Oh yeah. They smoke up. They got to try and make something happen. And they'll find Saksa, who stops the TP. Oh! A little 4-staff action. It won't keep him alive, but it's nice to watch. But here come OG. They're going to try and turn this thing. You know that they don't have the line, but they're going to try and get away with this. They go with the Solaire, but it's only going to be a Doom on one of these heroes. They get the stun.
3-man
Follows it up. That's going to be on the 3 of these heroes. They will come around. No Tail Raiders. The Omni/Midone. He's now all by himself. So Omni/ bouncing around. He's got himself the horn once again. He jumps over to Ramis. He goes for the clockwork. The hook shot lands. Chaos Meteor down, but it's not going to be enough. They look to get Midone. He's low as well as Seb. Boom continuing forward. He doesn't have the BKB or Doom to work with. Skewer away from Seb, but they've got the Infernal Blade. They've got the control. Can they get the kill? Yes, they can. 6 times pretty down into the drain as Midone falls. They'll continue for more. Thompson into the Ghost Walk just to escape. As Boom blinked forward and almost found a 4th. Once he grabs it, if he grabs it.
I mean, the Silver Edge is obviously really good against the Spectre, but I feel like if you have the 2 mags, I'm not sure if you need to like double down on this break. I mean, Shadow Blade and like Silver Edge isn't a bad on joke in general, but it's like they're kind of like I think he just goes more damage, right, on the jug.
If he ends up, and Ags for Doom is almost finished.
They need to find a way of killing this Doom at the start of the fight on OG. He has to be the big target, but you know, he's so tanky with this 27 armor. He has a BKB. He's got the repair kit as his neutral item as well. Like, this guy's sitting on 37.4 HP regen. Like, bringing him down 100 to 0 is like almost impossible unless they RP him, pretty much. They do see him under a sentry here, but
they've got the head and now they've got the stun. They'll hit a finger and they blow him up. So Haunt moving forward, Soulbind on a 2. They're going to buy back on Boom, but the Soulbind's already been used, so they've got the hook shot coming from around as well as the Cogs. Abyssal Blade on both these heroes. There's the Infernal Blade. The Doom comes in. They look over at Thompson. They've got the Blade Fury right on, but there is Seb with the RP. Can they get the kill on either Shatter? Boom. Boom for the second time. He pops that BKB. He looks over at Midone. He's using that Infernal Blade. They get the kill on Ramis, but they lose Thompson. Thompson did for 7 seconds. He's got buyback. Midone low, running away from Boom, but they got other hands coming in from Saksa that might save him, as well as the stun. Boom looking, but he can't find him. Just
my God,
out.
get out.
Seb ends up dead, but if that was Seb and Midone going down, up against this Aegis as well as Cheese. Aegis, Boom, rightfully so, because he did buy back. Now the Haunt comes through from Midone, and they look over as they found the Venomancer of Toby, and they get the kill. He jaunts forward for potentially more, but Boom already TPing out and the rest of the team trying to evacuate from this. But Thompson in some trouble. Abyssal Blade with a hook shot. They're right on him. Oh, the newly placed Sentry catches the aggressive Invoker.
See you later, nerd.
I understand what Thompson's trying to do there, right? Like E-Blade's coming out onto him, just for at least that BKB duration, but maybe he feels like the dispersion talent's not worth it because it's going to be taken off him a lot of the time anyway.
Shot comes through, that hits on the set, but they've got the Hex from Saxa. Ooh, way back onto the Doom. Doom's in trouble. RP comes through as well as the BKB. They've got themselves the Cataclysm. The Cataclysm hits on Oramus as well as Boom. They're going to lose the first life onto the Doom. Now they'll go over to Shad, moving in with the Haunt away from mid-one. And now where is Boom? He's away from his team. His team is nowhere close to help him, and they will get the second kill on to Boom. He is gone for 2 minutes, and again, Viking, I think just a little bit of an unfortunate timing there, or maybe perfect play from Seb, because they got Boom out.
I mean, Seb started skewering and then the Doom blinked in on top of it. It was so unlife as well, which gets RP'd. So they can just bring him down twice so easily. And that mistake might end up costing them the game. And it's so unfortunate just because he obviously had no idea the skewer was going to be coming through, right? Like, he wants to get the Blink Centaur stomp off.
Be really bad for Viking. They still have a net worth lead, but they don't have a Doom. They don't have a Doom for over a minute. Use this glyph, they'll try to hold. Again, they just need to tighten up on some of these initiations, some of these team fights where it feels like things are a bit sloppy. They'll lose in tier 3. They're the first one to break high ground here for OG. Tornado misses Toby. They were looking over to start going towards bottom. Shad. Through, they've got the Hex, the Sunstrike misses, the Guardian Greaves are there, the Venomous Gale is thrown out, but mid-one pops the BKB. Grab themselves the melee racks. Is this all they're gonna get? There's still 38 seconds without this Doom.
OG have vision on the high ground as well, so they know exactly where they are. I really feel like they need to be, you know... I guess the only other person would build it is Notel, and he's not going to get the farm, unfortunately. They've smoked up here though on Viking.
Smoked up, and funny thing, a preemptive tombstone from Notel holding the high ground.
Yeah, he understands they want to make something happen. He must have seen the smoke in the base with the ward or something. Like, so they're just holding the high ground and holding the vision control here.
Dagger thrown out. This orb on a mid-one. Boom backs off for just a second, but Notel coming over. The Venom Scale is thrown in. There's the blink as well as the War Stomp coming in on to this Undying. Notel pops immediately.
Oh, the RP?
But they've got themselves the stun as well. The Cataclysm coming through, and there's the finger. Boom in trouble. Pops the BKB. Surrounding for now. The hookshot misses. Omniswitch bouncing around. They get the kill to Boom, as well as Toby. They don't have buyback. Omniswitch will run out, and now this is Shad in trouble. There's the stun coming in from Toxic, who's on the high ground. They look over at this Jug. They look over at the Clockwork. They'll try to chase him down. The Blade Fury as well as the TP. No tornado!
What a
They'll get
tornado!
a kill on a Shad. They'll take out Ramis and Solari. Everybody goes down on Viking. And OG may have just secured the game because they sure as hell just jumped up 8,000.
And he can't even get his ult off before he dies.
54 seconds. They're going to have a 4v5 situation for the side of Viking. Maybe they can try and defend. The smoke is caught by Saxa out in the back. Mid-one holding the front line for now. Lose the tier 3, they'll lose the second melee racks.
Has fallen. This might be
That's what we got in just a moment. Go at the tier 4s, mid-one again, leading the charge where Viking, they don't have much to throw without the Omni Slash, and Doom dead. They get that kill on a Solari, he's gone immediately, 74 seconds without buyback. Toby pops the poison over, but it's very far away from the side of OG. They've got the Soulbind in, but nothing to follow it up. So things are looking dicey, things are looking problematic for Viking, who held it so close for so long, but 41 minutes in, it seems like they've broken the bank here for OG.
Yeah, and they can just... Oh, hang on, good shot.
Shot, Dust, Cogs, Blade, and Saxa low. 4 step away, and even with the Spirit Vessel, they just can't get the kill. BKB's been behind mid-one. They'll use the Doom out on the Invoker. They'll get the kill into Saxa, so they'll take out one, but there's the Haunt jumping back towards Shad. Shad in trouble, trying to run. Aramis is dead. Mid-one can't get the kill into Shad, but he looks over at Toby instead, and will clean the life of the Venomous. They're there for him. No-Tail's gone for 94 seconds. They look over at Boom. They'll pull him in. They'll get the kill. They'll take him out. It's a double kill for mid-one. The Blade Fury right on him. There's the Cataclysm coming through. Shad, you're gone. You're dead. And so are the chances of Viking taking this game. OG will take game 1.
Man, this was such a sick game though. Like, I feel really bad for Viking because there was like, they did so well for most of this game and then they made 2 huge